reduce your cable bill. How do you do it? Well, most people are not aware of the fact that pretty much every channel that you love to watch, whether it be on satellite or whether it be on cable, is available through modern airwaves. Back in the old days, that's how we watched TV. We had antennas on our television sets. You remember rabbit ears? Well, that hasn't changed. What has changed is the quality of the antennas themselves. This is the Antop. Its model is the SBS-805. This is an indoor or outdoor antenna. It's designed to be able to go on the gable of a roof. It can go in an attic. It can be used inside your home as well. That means not having to get up outside on a roof, what have you. And it is a remarkable piece of equipment because your local television channels are available through the airwaves and most cable channels as well. Good example, QVC broadcast an air signal. And if you are within 80 miles of a local television station, you're going to be able to pick up more channels than you ever thought possible. Now, the reason why I find this so impressive, when Antop first came out, we were able to brag about a 40-mile range. This is now double that. So, good example. I happen to be a big Baltimore Orioles fan. We don't get a lot of Baltimore Orioles broadcasts because we're in the Philadelphia area. So, I can now pick up Baltimore's local channels and watch the Orioles during the summer months. You get everything that's necessary to hook it up. You've got a nice long lengthy coaxial cable. And by the way, if that's not enough, you can buy more of that at any big warehouse store. $89.98. If purchased separately, that's a $307 value. Now, who's going to pick it up and why do you need it? I've got a guest room in my house that is busy from Thanksgiving until New Year's and maybe for a week in the summer. Why would I pay for a cable box in that room all year round? Okay? I mean, there's a good chance of being relegated to the guest room, but not ever. Yeah. So now if I want TV in that room, or in my particular home, I have a television out in my garage because that's where I go out and work on my hot rod. And I love to go out there. That's my man cave. But I'll be darned if I'm spending $35 a month for cable in a garage. Once you own this, you own it. I've got it in 3 different colors. I've got a black, a titanium gray, and then I also have a white. Let me bring in my expert on this one because he's going to explain how to install it, how it's actually utilized. Michael Padula, how are you, buddy? Broadcasting live from home. For a lot of people, over-the-air antennas seems antiquated. It's actually older technology, but it's much more advanced than anyone knew before.
Great to see you, Dan. Thanks for having me. You got it right. Listen, this is not a new concept. This is the rabbit ears of 2023. But instead of it being the giant rabbit ears that used to go on top of our TVs or on top of our homes, it's now compact. It's in the smallest footprint, which means the smallest design ever offered, with the highest range of draw. Like you said, 80 miles. You've seen these antennas before. We've had Antop here on QVC. You've seen, desktop antennas that take up the size of the desk or that are the size of a sound bar or that look kind of odd. This is only 12 inches tall and it draws an 80-mile multi-directional range. Yep. So much power inside of a really small device brought to us by leaders in the industry.
So kind of take me through the process of I get the box at home. Now I want to set it up so I can start watching all these channels. What do I need to do?
Sure. Well, number one, I want to point out, Dan, if there's any fear whatsoever, you've got US-based customer support. They're ready and standing by to help you if you need to talk to anybody. But you won't. Quite simply, you're going to get this home. You're going to take it out of the box, attach the little table stand. You've got 2 cords. One's going into the power boost system, which we'll talk about in just a second. The other one goes into the television. You've got a USB cord that powers this guy up, which most of our TVs nowadays have a USB port on the back of the television. So simple to connect. Right here on the screen, you can see if you want to mount this outside, if you're going to send the hubs outside and say, put this on the roof or put this in the backyard, put this on the porch, it can attach up to a 3/4 inch pole. But again, for most desktop stand-up, it's just going to sit right on its little base right there. Connect two cords, and you're off to the races.
If you have a vacation home, it's perfect for that. I know in my summer home, which by the way is the same house I live in during the winter, it just sounds more impressive when you put it that way. Okay, it's a perfect idea for the vacation home. Or maybe you have a travel trailer or a motor coach, and you don't want to spend the money for a satellite dish, which by the way is expensive by itself, and then you have a monthly fee. There is no monthly fee here. So what programs are people going to be able to pick up and watch, Michael?
Dan, if you have any questions about it, listen, you're going to see Fox, you're going to see ABC, NBC, CBS, just to name a few. But see that QR code that's on the screen right now?
Yep.
Go ahead, pull out your phone, scan that right now before you even get this home. And you're going to see a list of channels in your area, a rough list that you can estimate to get home. Just scan that, or you can go to antop.tv. They want you to do this. Antop wants you to take a look. You put in your zip code, it's going to show you a list of channels you can expect to get. Now, where I live, even though I do live close to a major metropolis, I got 70 channels at home.
Same here.
I just came back from my brother's house in Fayetteville, Arkansas over the weekend. I got over 50 channels there. I was looking at my hometown in Bossier City, Louisiana, shows me the 50 stations that it can pull. So go to antop.tv if you just are curious, but also right on the front of the box when you get it home, you're going to see some logos that you recognize. And then when you start watching your Antop antenna, you're going to see ABC, CBS, everything all the way up to, most importantly, QVC. You're going to pull that in too.
And again, this is a lot more than just a booster. It's an antenna that pulls in signals from much farther away than ever before. And it is easy to use. You can even connect it to multiple TVs. Now, to do that, though, you do have to do a coaxial cable. So sometimes those are hidden, behind the baseboards or in the wall. But think about it this way. What do you pay a month for each cable box? In my area, I can tell you, it's almost $20 a box. The average number of TVs in the home today is 3. When I grew up as a kid, we had 1. And it had rabbit ears on it. And I was the remote control. Dad would go, Dan, you want to get up, change that to channel? We had 4 channels when I was growing up. What we did have on TV that was better in the past than what it is today, Michael? Saturday morning cartoons with a bowl of cereal. That was better in my day than it is today.
I remember it, Dan. I miss it. I sure do. But listen, I was using my Antop yesterday at home. And I was watching some channels that I was like, I haven't seen this in a while. I haven't seen this sitcom. I haven't seen this movie. Things that you just get surprised about, but great channels. And also worth noting is, you talked about at the top of the segment, Dan, spending less money, right? Cutting that cable cost down. Again, there is no cost to maintain this. You buy this, you get it home, hook it up, and it's free TV for life. But if you're a person who has maybe some app subscriptions, right? If you're watching like Peacock or something like that, you're missing out on your local stations. You're going to draw in those local stations, even those closer to home, like you mentioned, the Baltimore station that you get to see now, Dan. That's what you're going to get by getting home the antenna. It does have Smart Boost technology, which to keep it kind of down and top line, this is going to pull in the best signals possible. And this also has technology in it to filter out LTE signals, which means cell phone interference is going to be lessened because of the technology inside of this.
Now, you happen to have QVC on behind you on the TV. What about those channels that we call cable channels? They're not all just through cable. They're also broadcasting airwave signals too.
You're right, Dan. This is what is going to pull in all of the channels that you're used to, the ones that you forgot about, your locals, your cables. Again, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, just to name a few. And again, I keep referencing the box because the box has a lot of great information on it too. But, things like the CW, PBS, ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, those are just some of the ones you can expect to get. And again, if you just go onto antop.tv, order that QR code right now, Antop wants you to take a look. Take a look at the number of channels you can get and what you should expect to get according to your zip code. Right there, that QR code that's on the screen, there it is. Scan that, or you can see it online if you go take a look at the Antop on QVC.com. And also, just so you know, on the box, once you get it home, you've got those QR codes on the back. You need to scan them. Scan that, take a look at the list of channels. You're also going to see an antenna map. So it's going to show you, Dan, like you talked about, where those large station antennas, they're already positioned out there in the US. You just aim yours towards it according to where it says on the map, and that's going to pull in the best directional signal for you.
Jot down the item number. It's E as in electronics, 312563. And do a little bit of digging. Check with Antop.com and then take advantage of our big deal price of less than $90. You pay that one time or the easy pay. The easy pay is what? 5 months at $18 a piece. But then it's yours. You own it. You've got it. No more monthly fee. Just choose the color you want. That's a great way of saving some money right now at the beginning of a brand new year. Black, the platinum, or the gray, and then we also have the white. Michael, thank you.
Dan, always a pleasure. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
Trending on